Mayor, how's it going in Lincoln City?
It's been tough, real tough for the residents, and not just in the city, but the outlying broader community. It's been another traumatic event on top of COVID and now the fires and evacuations. It's a tough site.
How does this affect what is arguably the number one destination resort on the Oregon coast, Lincoln City?
Um, it's going to be also very tough to recover. We weren't recovering fully from the COVID in the earlier, spring, even from spring break forward. So we know we're behind. Businesses have suffered. This is another blow to it. Um, and I would hope again that there'd be assistance, federal, state assistance to these kind of situations, emergency situations, and we'll carry on as we do. The coast is, and the makeup of the people are very very tough, and they'll come back.
What's the human toll that you've witnessed so far in this event?
Stress, frustration. What I didn't see and was happy not to see was the panic. Did not occur from my standpoint. Certainly there was a lot of desire to either get out of town if you were evacuating, stress about your personal property and housing and such. But right now it's the stress that's the toughest of it, the mental anguish.
People found themselves in the path of one of the most devastating wildfires we have seen at the coast in decades. What can be done about prevention? What are the obstacles that you think should be removed so that we can preserve our cities from this kind of holocaust?
Well, I think we have to look at the broader, bigger picture, and we're right on the cusp of forests. We don't have a lot of space between the ocean and the mountains and combined. So it's the management of the forest continues to be a concern for me. Back in the old days, a lot more fire lines, consistent cut fire lines. And I think we've seen the way this fire, blew with the wind and was right on the verge of coming into Lincoln City, right on the verge, before the wind changed, and fortunately saved Lincoln City, certainly the north end. So I think we have to look at a tough line on our management of forests. And what are we going to do? Just let them burn and play defense, or do some preventative anticipation?
Mayor, the city, I gather, is meeting tomorrow to declare an emergency. What will that?
Actually, no. We're meeting tomorrow. The emergency has already been declared. Our ordinances allow for the city manager to declare. We're going to just ratify that. We have 7 days, we being city council, have 7 days to ratify an emergency. So that's what will happen tomorrow to make it more official. So the emergency has been in place, declaration has been in place.
So how do you feel about this now? How are you holding up?
I think like most citizens, concerned. My concern though is for the people, our citizens. Fortunately, as I said before, the Lincoln City proper hasn't been adversely affected with fire and that kind of situation. But we draw from a broader county network that was negatively impacted by the fire. And a lot of our city employees, certainly business owners and our workforce are affected. That's the aftermath is going to be real tough.
You're running for state senate. If you're elected, having gone through this, what kind of a message are you going to carry to Salem?
Well, I think it still remains, what are we going to do about these, managing forests? Because it's not just Lincoln City and the coast that's encroached by forests. And again, how easy it is to be adversely affected by a fire. So I think, I'm certainly another voice with realism real life experience, not just desktop, and that's will play a big role.